Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Stephen Jarvis and Friends podcast. With me today, Mark Benset as my co-host, and today we're going to be talking to the two legendary guests that we'll have on the show today. One being Jason Brooks, who starred in 3 fan films of Friday the 13th, one being Vengeance, the other one being Roseblood, and the new Friday the 13th Vengeance 2 Bloodlines. And also we have Darcy DeMoss going to be on here from such films as Can't Buy Me Love, Friday the 13th Part 6 Jason Lives, and Labor Pains. So hopefully everything goes well. Last time we kind of screwed it up. Well, mostly me, but it happens. So we're just waiting for both Darcy and Jason Brooks to join, and once they do, we will get on with the interview. So thank you all for being so patient, and hopefully we don't screw this up.
This is sponsored by Tasty Buds Food Truck. They are local here where I live in Citrus County. They're family owned, operated. They've been going for a year now, and they have wonderful food. Go to my website or go to our website. It has the addresses for Facebook and Instagram. Plus, you can go on there and see where they're going to be at that day. I know a lot of times on Thursdays they're like right here in Homosassa at this Walmart. But I think this Thursday they're going to Lecanto for their grand opening. Other than that,
and also if you're in the state of Minnesota, and you live near the Washington County and Chisago County, go check out Punch Out Gaming. They're a little game store, but you know what? They treat their customers and clientele right. And you know what? Say Stephen Jarvis brought you in there, and hopefully maybe, you know what? They'll say, oh, hey, we know him. He's a good client here. But what do you think? How do you think this interview is going to go, Mark?
well, this is going to be interesting. We've only actually together we've only really had one guest that we've interviewed. That was Peter Anthony. You can check that out on another one of on YouTube also. I believe that this is going to be interesting because we've never actually had a guest that was in a Friday the 13th movie that was actually in theaters. Knowing what I know growing up with watching Darcy, it's going to be legendary for me because I watched her on so many different ones, and I just watched her today on because I looked on her actors page, and it told me that she was in a movie called Clown Fear, and she's definitely evil in that one. If you haven't checked it out, check that movie out. It's got everything in it. It's got gore, it's got a plot, and it has some nudity with a screwed up ending. I'll only say that because I don't want to ruin movies. I don't like it when people do it for me. Look at that. We got Peter Anthony already watching.
Oh, good Lord.
And then watching, Jason Brooks, knowing how much we've seen him in the movies that that we've been watching. I'm just blessed with that. It's
Yeah.
going to be I think it's going to be great just to know that on our second time out, with some help from Peter, because he convinced me to just reach out to just other people. So it's great now I've been trying to get a hold of other people to do our podcast, and hopefully, in our future podcasts, we'll have well, I'm going to spoil it anyways. In a future podcast, we're going to have Slash and Cast with us.
Hopefully.
Well,
They're very busy guys,
no,
just like we are.
I said in the future.
Yeah.
I'm also trying, a few other things. I want to try to get my. It might sound weird, but I want to try to get my comic book guy on here, so that we can hear his interesting life.
Yeah.
He's got really an extraordinary life. I'll leave it at that. But he's from Detroit, Michigan, not too far from where I grew up. So it'll be really good.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, I honestly think with this is that, we're gonna have it. It's gonna get better. I swear to our fans and to everyone listening, this will get better. We're gonna get more guests on the show. Um, Hopefully, we'll try and get my wife Alyssa on the show. But you know what? That's like trying to pull teeth.
Uh,
So we're just waiting
we're
right now for
we're
both.
just learning. We're just learning this, so it's a good start out for us. On top of that, I got to say one thing before anything else goes forward. I told somebody I would say hi to them, so I'm going to say Zoe, hi, and it's time to go to bed.
And I also want to say, well, we here also want to say hello to our fans. And if you want to comment or have your comment or question read to Jason Brooks and Darcy DeMoss, we will do that. And also, we want to say thank you to all our loyal listeners. Without you, we probably would have given up. So, thank you so very much. We hope you enjoy the show.
Oh, and again, for you, Stephen, I'm gonna do this anyways. Um, I'd like to say congratulations to you and your wife, Alyssa, for getting married.
It's still scary that I'm married.
It's about damn time.
Yeah, that was my fault. But
Well, I'm glad that she actually strapped that ball and chain down on you.
yeah. But while we're waiting for them, we just want to also say that um, we're also going, as Mark said, we're trying to get more people on the podcast. It's going to take some time, but you know what? We had Peter Anthony, our first interview, which was amazing. We're so thankful for Peter. And yeah, as we wait for Jason and Darcy, we'll just we'll keep serenading you with tales of wisdom and woo.
Oh, I'm done with wisdom then.
Oh God, how about them Lions, man? Ugh.
Bite me. Their offense is better than their defense.
That is true. That is true.
And if you ever want to hear Steven just talk about him, just talk. He's got other podcasts also that you guys can listen to. He talks about from everything from sports, horror, movies. I don't know if he did one on books yet.
On books? No, not yet.
I can keep going down the list. He's done a lot of stuff. He's very knowledgeable, especially when it comes to Minnesota.
Well, yeah, seeing as I was born and raised there. And I'm wearing a North Stars hat. Yeah, I know it's the Wild nowadays, but you know what? Screw the Wild. Ugh.
And then,
I mean, it's sad. We lost really good teams. We lost the Lakers, who went to LA. Oh, here we go.
Hey,
There we are.
can you see us?
Hey,
hey,
how are
Hello.
ya?
There we go.
Good.
All right. Oh,
Hang
I'm gonna
on.
sit up here.
Technical difficulty.
That's all right.
Oh no.
Stay tuned.
Can't be no worse than what we did earlier.
All right.
So where am I looking? There?
Yeah, we're looking there.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Who is this?
This one's Steve Gervais and friends.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hi. Who else is there?
I'm
That's
here.
Mark.
Sorry.
I sent you a message yesterday, I believe, about being on the podcast.
Well, thanks for hopping aboard. Right, get on my glasses.
Yep.
can't
I
see.
enjoy it.
Thank you. Awesome.
Well, we'd like to welcome you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are we live? We're
Oh
live?
yes,
we are
very
live.
Oh,
We're live.
we're live.
Live and in technical color, as they used to say.
I'm alive.
We also have Peter Anthony, watching along.
We love Peter.
Peter.
Oh yeah,
Peter rocks.
Peter's been awesome.
Peter
Oh,
can
yeah.
pick me up anytime. He always
Oh,
likes
yeah.
to pick me up and take photos with me.
Oh, nice. And Peter, text Naomi if you need to tell us something. I see you messaging, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
Hi, guys.
I keep.
There we go. I don't know if everyone else can see that, but he said
Okay.
hello.
I can see that.
Hey, what's up?
So, today we would like to talk to you guys not only about Vengeance, but also Vengeance 2, which is coming out Thursday, I do believe, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what we want to talk about. Vengeance 2.
Heck
I also have another question for you, Darcy.
Okay.
I watched a movie of yours today, Clown Fear. You're
Turtle the Turtle.
right. Well, I liked it. The ending was really messed up.
Sorry.
No,
I had
no.
nothing to do with that. I didn't write
No,
it.
I just have one question for you about that.
Okay.
Are they going to make a second one to it?
There was talk about it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I liked it. I was like, well, it had a plot. It had some decent kills. And, well, my favorite thing, and not everybody's, but it had nudity too.
Yeah,
So-
not mine.
No. I seen yours earlier in life, back in '86. Girls Reform School.
Yes, Reform Schoolgirls.
That was the very first movie I ever seen you in, and I didn't realize it until the other day when Jason told me that you were going to be in this.
Oh, great. Okay.
I was like,
Yeah,
wow.
we just I was just interviewed, and the new DVD came out with behind the scene interviews for Reform Schoolgirls. So
Yeah,
that's a whole new box set.
that one I was like, well, man, it had a story, but man, you could tell that the '80s on how it was with some of the movies they didn't have all the best plots. But
Well, yeah, neither did a lot of movies back in the day.
right, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it. Of course, that's what made me think that girls' reform schools look like until I was a certain age. I thought you guys all sat around naked.
Yeah, we all sat around naked. I think we were in lingerie. We were only naked in the shower.
That's what I
scene.
thought. That's what I thought.
We were naked in the shower, which kind of makes sense, right?
So now we know that every time Mark thinks of movies back then, it was supposed to be like Porky's and all that.
Hey, leave Porky's alone. All right.
Those were good movies. Kind of
Okay.
campy, but I mean, so anyway, we're here for a specific mission, and that is
Awesome.
to
Let's
talk
get
to you
to it.
guys about not only Vengeance, but Vengeance 2, and then also, which some of our viewers don't know, is Darcy, you played a character in Friday the 13th, Jason Lives, that's also supposed to be making a comeback in Vengeance Part 2.
Yes, I
And
played
that is
Nikki.
Nikki.
I played Nikki and Jason Lives, Friday the 13th, Part 6. And I'm back 36 years later as Nikki in Vengeance Bloodlines 2.
Yeah, I'm not going to ruin it or anything else, but I had to ask Peter how you survived.
Well, did you ever see me dead?
Well,
Exactly.
In Part 6.
exactly. I mean, everybody assumed, and that's like some of the other characters that people can bring back for other fan ones. You think, it flipped over. I thought with your head, smashed all the way through, into the wall and made that indent. I figured you were dead.
Well, you never saw my lifeless body dead.
No,
So,
and that's what Peter said. You never seen her
even
dead.
though my face was pushed through the Winnebago, and the Winnebago flipped over and caught on fire, I survived,
That's
and
a
I'm
tough
back.
lady. Tough lady right there.
So I'm scars and all. I am back as Nikki, badder than ever.
She's the new Jamie Lee Curtis after they killed Laurie Strode how many times in the original Halloween movies.
Okay.
But now with Vengeance now and Vengeance 2, how did that all come about, Mr. Brooks?
So the first Vengeance came about. We started a film called Mythos about Jason Vorhees, and then it was supposed to be a short, but then all the fans wanted something bigger, so we went into Vengeance, and we decided to contact C.J. Graham to be Elias Voorhees, and Jeremy Brown, the director. We contacted him to expand that and asked C.J. He came on and developed that story. After that one came out, it was very successful. A lot of people just kept coming to us saying, we need more, we need more, we need more. And Jeremy Brown handed the reins over to me and said, you go ahead and take it. I trust you, your abilities, and you were such a help.
Jason Brooks also wrote it.
And so I wrote the second one. I wrote the sequel, directed it, played Jason in it, and was lucky enough to have Darcy come on board, which Peter helped with. And
thank you, Peter.
Yeah. So it's just a blessing to be able to be here right now and have this premiering tomorrow in theaters, the cast and crew premiere, to have a streaming on Thursday for everyone, 7 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, the Real Fiction Studios. It's going to be a wild ride.
We're super pumped. Fasten your seatbelts and get ready.
Yes.
Tune in on Thursday.
Well, I know for one, me and Mark will, so will Peter Anthony. Darcy, being able to play a character that you played back, and I'm sure you told me how many years it's been since you played
36
Nikki. 36 years.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have to get back into that mindset again of being that character, or was it just something that it was just natural?
I'm Nikki. I'll always be Nikki.
Yeah.
Yeah, the song lasts 10
I
minutes.
had a blast. I'm so blessed to be part of this film, and I really appreciate Jason for hiring me, and Peter Anthony, and Sean. So it's just, you guys are going to have so much fun watching this film. So please stay tuned. And
How did they get you to come back as Nikki?
They had to pay me a lot of money.
I guess I still owe you.
No, honestly, it's really the fans and the producers and my writer. So.
Yeah.
No.
So
Twist my elbow a little. I was like, oh, I'm just thrilled to be back, and I feel incredibly blessed. So I'm really excited for you guys to see it.
And we do more than twisting your elbow in the movie. So.
So Jason, what made you decide to be the Jason instead of instead of taking a different part? Or is it just because you wanted a big fan?
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of Jason. Having the name and growing up and having that moniker and just kind of being teased about it growing up a little bit and bullied. But then I just kind of adopted it. And I loved it. I loved my experience on Vengeance and Mythos and Roseblood. And I just decided, why would I give that up? I love playing Jason. So
I told Peter.
Part three.
Oh.
I told Peter the one time. I told him that he should give me a part in one of his movies just so he can kill me. I'll go wherever just to be killed by Jason to get it off my.
We can arrange that.
Okay.
That's
just to get it off my bucket list.
That's the funny thing is a lot of people, a lot of fans, a lot of people I know too, say, just put me in a movie. I'll die. I don't care. Just kill me. It's fine. I don't care what happens. It's like, that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants to be in the movie and die. That's part of the fun.
Right.
And an amazing part of this film is it's fan funded, and a lot of the fans that donated were able to be in it.
Yeah. Yeah, we had several people who were able to help fund it and be a part of it and be in
Yeah,
it.
I looked at the price of that, and I looked at my wife. I said, "Can I want to spend like $200, to be killed by Jason." She goes, "I could do it for free." So I mean,
Well, you know.
Yeah.
Well, they could
It
always
is what
send
it
you a
is.
mask.
You need to
So-
bring your wife some roses.
no, candy better. So
There you
tell us a little bit about Vengeance 2.
So Vengeance 2 picks up right where the first one left off. We still have Angelica and Ashley Jarvis who are looking for their dad. But then Elias Voorhees is there. We develop his story a lot more, and he kind of sidetracks them from their journey, and we watch that whole thing play out.
Tanea.
Yeah, that's Sanaya plays Ashley. And then we meet some fun people along the way, like we run into Nikki again. So
And here's a hoot. CJ's wife, Ruby,
yes,
plays my best friend.
Nice.
Ruby Graham.
Really?
Yes. Ruby Graham plays my BFF in this one, and she's fabulous
She
in it.
killed it. Absolutely killed it. She was so nervous, but she was so good.
She's really great in it.
So,
So is CJ, and I got to tell you, Tommy McLaughlin, who was our director from Part 6, slays it.
Oh, he is so
He's
good.
so good in it. He's a scene stealer.
He is. Everybody who watches it wants more of
Yeah.
him and Rob Noah, who
Everybody's fabulous in this film.
What made you decide to pick up after 6? Because I know why Peter picked up after 7 to do Roseblood. Why'd you pick up 7 or 6?
So
6 is the best.
yeah, so 6 is my favorite, but it didn't start with me. It started with Jeremy Brown and his team, and they were doing the sequel to Part 6 because they loved Part 6 a lot. And then when they were hiring or casting for the Jason role, I heard about it, so I reached out to them, and because I really wanted to play Jason, and it just all kind of worked out that was also my favorite. So
All 6'4" of him.
oh, 6'5".
6'5", all 6'5" of them.
Gotta be
Oh my
careful.
God, sorry. Ah! Okay, just strangle me now. Ah! All 6'5" of him.
so we know that, in the original movies, they talked a lot about Pamela and not a lot about Elias. I mean, unless you read the comic books, you really didn't know who Elias was. You just knew about Pamela.
Mhm.
So why choose to go with Elias over Pamela, I guess?
Because
Well-
Pamela was dead.
Well, I think,
but
Pamela was dead, but there's not been a lot explored there. And so how do you make a new Friday the 13th and make it interesting and develop characters that are in the universe but haven't been explored? And Jeremy Brown, the director of Vengeance, he really liked that idea and that story. And so, we just kind of sat around one night and said, let's just do that. Let's make that the storyline and explore that rather than repeating the same thing or just someone in the woods running away and getting killed by Jason, without any kind of context or substance around it. Let's just make something with the story and kind of go back into the lore. So,
And this story is really terrific.
oh, thank you.
Well, like I say, I think these fan films, even though we haven't gotten a Friday the 13th film since the remake or reboot, I think these fan films are really drawing people that weren't fans into the new continuation. And like I've told Peter, why isn't Hollywood calling some of these directors that are making these fan films? Because they're really good.
Oh yeah, it's just I think part of it is that we have a passion. We're fans. We know what we want to see, so we make what we want to see. And a lot of fans might agree with that. Because Hollywood, there's a lot of politics. There's a lot of other people involved who want to make it, for the biggest, broadest audience possible. So they'll take some sacrifices to make it broadly likable, I guess. And sometimes you lose some of the fans along the way. But when it's made by fans, with fans, for the fans,
It's
then
a whole different
it's a whole
ballgame.
different ballgame. We don't have to worry about censors or ratings.
And also, everybody that worked behind the scenes donated their time. And I've never seen more love and appreciation and hard work than I have on a film where everybody was paid.
Mhm.
And it's quite honestly, it blew my mind.
Everybody wants to be there.
Everybody wants to be there. It's their choice to be there. And that's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Now to get ready for to make Elias, did you read any of the comics at all, or just figure you'd make them
The comics after the Jason Voorhees, the Friday the 13th series, they're after, or after like the first one came out, or were comics before? And that's where they came from. I don't even know. I don't know.
Well, it's called the comic that I'm talking about is Pamela's Tale. It's the one that came before the original.
I have not read the comics. The depth of my Elias lore comes from what Tom McLaughlin had prepared for the end of Part 6, where he was going to introduce Elias Voorhees in the graveyard at the very end. He had the storyboards all drawn up, and that's kind of where the inspiration for the look of him came from when we got CJ to play Elias. And that's why we had the beginning of Vengeance is that scene that Tom McLaughlin was never able to film with the Gravekeeper and Elias. And Tom McLaughlin played the Gravekeeper. Well, that was the first film. That's already
the first film.
Yeah, well, I read it. I've read a lot of different ones that they tried to make over the years and trying to introduce Elias too. I think there was like 2 movies that they tried to introduce him, but it never came to light.
Yeah. So we took it, ran with it. We talked to Tom McLaughlin, got his thoughts, opinions, and input, and did it our way, and here we are. I think he's a great character and even better fleshed out in this one.
Thank you, you guys. We're going to be screening our premiere tomorrow night at
the historic Everett Theater in Everett, Washington. Tickets are still available. You can watch the movie The Cast and Crew out here, and I'm streaming for free on YouTube at the Real Fiction Studios channel on Thursday,
October 6th.
Oh, I'll be watching.
See you there. Be watching. Thank you guys so much.
We definitely will.
All right.
Thank
you, guys.
Cheers.
You guys have a good
Thank
night.
you. Good night. All right, guys, and that was Darcy DeMoss and Jason Brooks. We wish we could add them on for a little bit longer, but their schedule is a little hectic with doing more press and all that for Vengeance 2. Hopefully we can get them back on the show again. It'd be nice to have them on here with Peter once. That'd be really cool.
No, we could have invited them if we wanted to, but
oh yeah,
just while reading his comments and stuff, it's funny.
Yeah, I had to I was full screen, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I want to see what's going on in the comments, and then I'd post what he was saying. But it's so nice to be able for them to take time out of their busy schedule with doing Vengeance 2 and talking to us. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Jason Brooks and Darcy DeMoss. Me and Mark will still be here talking and BSing for a little bit. Just
remember to, for the people that don't know much about the Friday the 13th fan films, go on YouTube, look them up. If I was to suggest one to start off with, it would be Vengeance, Roseblood, The Fall of Camp Blood, and of course on Thursday, live on YouTube, streaming, Vengeance 2. There's even movies about, about Michael Myers, Freddy. I think there's even one on Pinhead. I haven't really seen much on, about, and I could be wrong, but on Chucky or any of one of those natures. So it's going to be interesting to see this movie tomorrow. I watched both of the video clips, and it just freaking looks awesome. Yeah, the guy that they have playing Elias, man, he's freaky as hell as it is. Well, the one thing I wish I would have been able to ask them was how they were able to get Steve Dash, who I'm pretty sure, wasn't he the one that passed away not too long ago? I think he did. He was in Vengeance. And then they also had CJ Graham. Yeah, I'm still here. No, Peter. Oh. Peter could answer that one. Steve Dash passed away in 2018, which
R.I.P. to him. He was known for being a stunt double for the serial killer Jason Voorhees in the film Friday the 13th Part 2. And then was also in Vengeance as the cop. So,
Right.
It's just so nice that we have people out there that are making these fan films as good as they are. I mean, some of them are even better than the actual movies themselves. I mean, Peter Anthony with Roseblood, and then Slash and Cast with also Peter Anthony for Fall of Camp Blood, the Vengeance movies. Super hyped up for Vengeance 2, which, you can see on YouTube on Thursday if you can't make it out to their premiere.
I can't wait to see Peter Anthony and Jason Brooks head to head.
Yeah.
From part 1, it's going to be in part 2 on what happens. So that alone should be good. I'm just curious on how many takes it took before that got, how many times, because I don't think I could sit there and look at Jason without smiling, Even
yeah.
I know it's a movie, but I'd still have to smile at least once or twice. But it's good.
Yeah. Shit, one thing I should have asked them is if they wanted to be invited to the fan page. But I can always message them and all that.
That's okay. I already invited him.
Okay. See, and that's why I keep Mark around. Mark is so much better at the day-to-day stuff. Like I always say, people asked, and his family asked him why it says Steven Jarvis and Friends. It's just a name. My real respect is for my team. Mark is part of that team. My wife, who is watching Mr. and Mrs. Smith right now on Netflix, part of the team. They're what makes this podcast work. Peter Anthony for allowing us to interview him for our first interview together.
And to help us along the way to guide us.
And to guide us and to also really get us to be able to tonight interview Jason Brooks and Darcy. I mean, that never thought in a million years that I would have this much support from so many people, and we thank you all. We love you, and keep being your best selves, because, we need more Friday the 13th fan films. We need it, Peter. Come on now.
I'd like to see... I'd like to see it. I think I'd like to see some, not just Friday the 13th, but I like the mashups too.
Yeah.
Like in Roseblood, I like the fact of Michael Myers and Jason going at it. I still would love to see it on film, but I still think that they would screw it up somehow.
Oh, dude, if Peter Anthony ever said, "Hey, we got a part for you guys, but you die off early on," I'd sign me up, Peter. Sign me up. Don't even pay me. I'll do it for free, brother.
Exactly.
I would love to be killed by Michael
Jason. I'll pay for my own plane ticket, my own hotel. You might have to feed me every so often, But other than that, kill me for free. I'll do it.
Yep. Throw me through a brick wall. Do whatever.
Well, not through a brick wall. My hips are sort of fragile, but
I said me, not you.
Well, we can throw you head first.
There we go. I mean, couldn't be any worse than the numerous amounts of hits to the head I've taken in my life anyway. But, as always, all good things must come to an end. Like Willie Nelson once said, that turn out the lights, the party's over, and this party's over tonight. But thank you again to Mark, to the team, to Peter Anthony, to Darcy DeMoss, and also to Jason Brooks. Don't forget to watch Vengeance Part 2 Bloodlines this Thursday on YouTube. And also, don't forget to go on our fan page. You might learn something new about us. You might learn something new about Mark. Hell, you might even see his wife kick his ass every now and then.
No. And I also want to thank Tasty Bud's food truck for sponsoring us, and to tell you to go to go to our homepage, Steven Jarvis and Friends. And you'll get their Facebook, their Instagram, and when you go on there, it tells you the food that they make and where they're going to be at certain days of the week. And they also cater. And that's locally here around in Citrus County and neighboring counties.
But that will be it for us tonight. That is, as always, Mark Bensett Jr., and I am, as always, Stephen Jarvis. We love you guys. Thank you so much, and we will talk to you next time. Goodbye.